I'm the number one Brock Purdy skeptic. And here's my rationale for being skeptical of Brock. I cover Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo started his career 16-2, I believe. Brock is 18-4 right now. The thing with Jimmy is he never improved. The book on him improved, but he didn't improve. So once he played more and defenses could watch him and see what he was doing and what he wasn't doing, they could just check things off. All right, he doesn't throw deep. All right, he really doesn't throw the ball outside the numbers. So we're defending a small tennis court. I call it a tennis court. He doesn't use the football field. He uses a section of it. And over time, he got figured out, and now he's a backup quarterback. Goodbye. He was just fool's gold. He was fugazi, a mirage. And I didn't necessarily think Brock was that too, although I didn't know. I felt we needed to see if he could defeat the book on him. He starts hot. He gets exposed to the league. Defensive coordinators are very smart. They start seeing what he does and doesn't do and start taking away the stuff he does do well and forcing him to do the stuff he doesn't do well. How does he respond? Frauds fold. Jimmy Garoppolo, we saw it happen. Frankly, Colin Kaepernick. Hot start, got figured out. His best play was early on in his career. Jimmy's best play was early on in his career. Brock gets better because Brock's a good quarterback. Really good quarterbacks continuously improve. They see what the scouting report is and they attack those weaknesses. So the book on Brock is that he doesn't throw deep. He's the weakest arm of any starting quarterback in the NFL. And that might be true. But it's good enough. He can throw 50 yards through the air. Maybe he can't throw a 70-yard Hail Mary, but so far he hasn't had to. And if the book on Brock is to suffocate the short throws, take away the stuff over the middle, and force him to beat you deep, he'll do it. And it just seems like that might be the quickest way to lose to Brock Purdy. So now I feel like I'm officially not skeptical of Brock Purdy anymore. Is he elite? I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to wait a couple years before I call someone elite. But he is one hell of a quarterback. He's not a fraud. He is not a mirage. This is really happening. And you could tell because he's beating the book on him. Jimmy never did. Jimmy was a product of Kyle Shanahan. And there was only so much Kyle Shanahan could do for so long to keep Jimmy Garoppolo's head above water, and then it was over. Look at him now. Brock is not just a product of Kyle Shanahan and his supporting cast. They help. But he also is a really good player. And after the last few weeks, it's looking like he's going to win the MVP. Earlier on in the season, it was thinking, hey, Jalen Hurts. How's Jalen doing now? I'm watching. Or Patrick Mahomes. No. Or Christian McCaffrey. Hell of a player. But the last few weeks, has he even been the Niners offensive MVP? Other than the quarterback? Or has it been Debo? I think the emergence of Debo Samuel is sort of taking a little shine away from Christian McCaffrey and putting it all on Brock Purdy because he's the one distributing the ball. He's the one defeating the scouting report on him. When was the last time the Niners had a quarterback who could beat the scouting report? With Alex Smith, you knew he was going to hold the ball too long, and if guys weren't wide open, he wasn't going to throw it. Won't pull the trigger. With Colin Kaepernick, you kind of knew he was going to go to his first read or run. With Jimmy Garoppolo, you knew he was going to go to his first read or get sacked. With Brock, I don't know. What do? I used to say, hey, force him to beat you deep. He just did. That's terrifying, how eager and willing he is to throw deep and how good he is. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but he was putting the ball on the money in stride over and over and over again. So maybe it's like, you know what? Hey, dink and dunk. You can do that, but I don't want that to happen. This was a huge game for Brock Purdy. In a lot of ways, it was the best game of his career because of how he defeated the book on him. We've seen, like last week against Philly, he was great, but he didn't complete a pass over 15 yards. He was throwing swing pass to the right, swing pass to the left, and it was effective. But you heard a bunch of people, including me, say, hey, is that MVP quarterback play? Is that all he can do? Or is he just a point guard distributing the ball? And it's like he heard it, Kyle heard it, and they built up an entire game plan to destroy that narrative. Oh, he can't do this? That's what we chose to do last week. He can't go deep? Okay, Seattle. Do some press coverage. Come closer to the line of scrimmage. Don't respect Brock because we're going to do that this week. I'm extremely impressed. This guy hasn't even turned 24 yet, and he's already got defensive coordinators ripping up their scouting report. All right, that doesn't work. That's not going to work anymore. He's improved. Got to find something else. Hasn't even turned 24 yet. That's extremely impressive. So look, I want to take full credit for Brock Purdy's ascension. He was never going to be this good if there wasn't one person who's skeptical. And it was me. Everyone else thinks he's the best. And I'm getting there, although he's not the best quarterback ever or in the league right now. But my hesitancy brought out the best in him, there's no question. The difference between the 49ers and every other team in the NFL, quality control. If their quality wasn't under control the way it is, what would they be? They'd be the Seahawks. You know what the Seahawks are? A team without quality control. Someone must control their quality. Who is doing it? Not anyone. Not me. Not me. So I just want to pat myself on the back right there. David Trinidad says, would you call that TD pass to Debo a C-squared or a hypotenuse throw? Oh, definitely hypotenuse. The Japanese Niner fan says, what's up with the no timeout at the end of the first half? Kyle Shanahan said he got confused. So I was confused. If he was confused, and I'm definitely confused, I don't know. M-Dad says that throw, Ayuk fumble was a really good shot. Great. Yup. Agree.